Hey everybody, this is Dan O'Sullivan from ICAST 2024 down here in Orlando, but we're going to check in with our usual crowd. We're going to talk to Tom, Lee, Josh, and Gentry to talk about what's going on at home on our bodies of water around the state. We'll be right back with what the guys have to say. We're going to check in with Gentry Gordy, talk a little bit of Lake Martin and Jordan Lake fishing. Gentry, what's going on right now? Let's talk Martin.
Dano, Martin is still Martin. It's still tough. It's still crowded. But man, I haven't got a chance to go night fishing the last week or so. But man, there's been some pretty massive bags getting weighed in. I'm gonna start making some phone calls and digging and see if I can figure out what these guys are doing. 16, 17 pounds at Martin at a night tournament. It's impressive.
Yeah, the freaks come out at night, don't they?
Yeah, I know what I would do, but I ain't never caught 17 pounds at night in a tournament, so I need to start backing up and punting, I guess, and see if I can figure out what these guys are doing. At least give me some info.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah, but at nighttime, and I'll talk about it when we get to Jordan, but your big, single Colorado black thumping spinnerbait, stuff like that's always worked good. I might need to sling that at Martin a little bit and see what that does.
Maybe hop that little thing like a jig with a big old chunk type trailer on the back of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Lead it, won't they? All right, let's talk about Jordan since you brought it up. What are you hearing out of Jordan?
Yeah, well, as far as the night bite goes, a lot of those the evening tournaments, they'll take into the nighttime, I think, to get that good night bite. And like I said, it's done with a black and blue jig and that big thumping black and blue, black and purple spinner bait, just a big bulky bait. But during the day, I think your spotted bass are still, dominating over the largemouth with this heat. The current and the swim baits, the forward face on them. But it's fun to me. But I gotta go punch a big weight and throw a frog.
You'll do that at night, or are you just gonna do that during the day?
No. I was talking about during the day, but but during the day, it's just a time of year. You got a big crankbait, a big worm, a big jig, but then I got a frog and a swim jig and a punching bait, and you trip over all that stuff on the front deck.
I wonder what punching at night would be like. Could you imagine the explosion coming out of that grass and you barely be able to see it? That might be kind of fun.
Yeah, especially just it's tough enough to get them out of there when you can see them, but if pitch black or just nothing but a headlamp on and that thing pulls down to that grass. But I'm in. Let's try it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right, Gentry, brother. We appreciate everything. You have a great day, and we will talk to you again next week, my friend. Hey, I'm at ICAST recording this. I got Tom out on the line, my night fishing partner from Guntersville. We're going to talk a little bit of fishing at Guntersville in general, and then maybe throw a little bit more night fishing information to kind of wrap up our Bucks Island Live a little bit. Tom, give me the details. What's going on at Guntersville?
Well, just like down in Florida, it's nice and humid and a little hot, but, we've been getting some rain. Those things are always good this time of year, just puts a little oxygen in the water, a little bit more movement. I think you can really get out there, early, late, still catch some good topwater fish, maybe even run into some of those schools of, some hybrids or some of the bass. Some of the smaller bass are really schooling up nice right now, so that's kind of fun. But, it's still kind of night fishing. That's been the fun thing here lately. I've noticed a lot more people are getting out, doing a little bit of night fishing. The big fish are definitely biting, guys. I mean, you saw it last week. We had a ball. So you get out there and, heave them around a little bit and see what you can do. And I mean, guys, we started, 8:20, something like that, 8:15. Yeah. So it wasn't even a super late night. Which makes it even, a little bit more exciting sometimes when you start off like that. So,
well, and it's funny, I think we lose sense of things at times. We got I know we got 12 or 14 bites. We put 8 or 10 of them in the boat. I didn't count, but that's an awful lot of action for a 2-hour period. And really, really, plus a couple of big ones, a big spot. Oh my gosh, it was a great night.
Yeah, it really was. And Guntersville stellar like that. And the only thing I would say is definitely look at those tables. Watch the moon phase. I know we're coming up on a full moon. Those are always really good times to go. And anybody that listens to Bobby Barrett, do it because the guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to moon phases. So listen to that guy. He'll put you on the fish for sure, regardless of what lake or body of water you're on.
Well, I know we had a lot of fun. That jig and that structure head with the D bomb on it. I had the jig with the Dano bait, the Chunky D on there. I know we put some fish in the boat. The big worm didn't work for us that night, but those two creature baits sure did.
And I think there's some nights where the spinner bait's really going to come on, and I think this full moon's probably going to help that. I'm just I'll let the jury stay out on that, and I'll get back to you guys on that. But that's going to be the goal this weekend, so we'll find out.
Tom, as always, brother, man, we appreciate it. I'm going to get this done and get back out on the floor and go see if there's anything else new that I need to report. Lee, let's talk Neely Henry fishing. What's going on right now?
In Neely right now, it's the hot summertime fishing. It's your typical, hey, you got to wait on that current and play that current. It's one of those deals where you still got a lot of traffic out there. You got a lot of people with their pleasure boats, and it's a timing deal. Getting out there, if you're going to grass fish, you better try to get some of it early and then just kind of hit it a time or two when you can. But those fish still stay in that grass through the day. It's one of those things, of course, with the current. When that water goes to moving, it's going to help. All your eddy spots, some of when you back out, some of those shaky head, structure jigs, things like that you can get out there and work some of that deeper water with, that's working. But right now, it's just kind of a timing deal.
Well, I don't know about you, but I tend to see when all the boats get out there, especially the grass fish, it seems like they stop biting. I know they don't go very far, but I think all that wave action and those roots moving back and forth kind of distracts them and makes them maybe not eat. They just kind of hunker down, correct?
Well, and it's just like you said, it's one of those things. They don't want to sit up in there and just get turned flips all day. They don't want when those rollers are coming in, they'll back out. You hit a little 15, 20 minutes of slack time. If you can get that, they'll ease back in there and get where they can feed, kind of get settle down a little bit. But with those big waves rolling in it, and like you said, it's just like they're in a wind tunnel and they're just rolling around. They're going to back out of it and just get in a safe spot.
All right. Touch on Weiss Lake for us. What's going on up there?
Weiss has been a little bit tough this week. Even though we've had a little bit of rain, during some of the rain showers right after, the fish will bite a little bit. But just the water temperature, you're looking at way upper 80s. And these fish are just lethargic. They're just kind of slowed down. Early morning, late in the evening, even right there at dark is a pretty good bite. But you just got the bigger fish, I don't know if they don't want to exert that energy to try to chase a bait. It's something you got to slow down with. And I talked to some guys that with one of the Gadsden trails that fished up here last weekend. Guys that won it had 19 pounds. That's a great stringer. But they caught them all in 20 minutes on one spot. So it's a timing deal. You get out there, if you can get some fish stirred up, get them fired up and eat, you better make the best out of it because it might not happen again.
Lee, as always, brother, we appreciate everything. Hey, look for some of that new Garland stuff we just saw on the pegs over here. It looks pretty good. We'll talk to you soon, brother. We're talking to Josh Herron about a little Logan Martin and Lay Lake fishing. Josh, let's start at Logan. What's going on?
Man, it's hot, and the fish look pretty pitiful right now. To be honest with you, you can tell where we are in like the dog days of it at the moment. Fishing's not spectacular. There's still some to be caught, but it's a grind at best. There's still fish being caught out of brush. There's still fish being caught live scope and stuff like that. We went Monday, had a pretty decent afternoon, and everything we caught super, super shallow. But they were far and few between. So you can still run around, fish from really shallow docks, throw a frog, little mix in here and there, buzzbait, stuff like that. You can still get bit, but it's definitely a struggle bus at the moment.
Yeah, I know they're going to spend some time deep and some time on things. What about Lay Lake? What do we want to look at there?
Fish that are alive.
I'm sure the timber's playing into it, right?
It is. You know, we had a big fish kill there this week. As far as I know, what on the north end of the lake, it was pretty substantial. So, the lake's kind of in a turnover right now. And traditionally, when those start, they start at the top of the lake and they start working their way down. So I think we're in for a week or two, at least, of lake being substantially upper than normal. But you're still gonna have fish suspended out in timber. You're still gonna have grass fish as always, but it's just gonna be a lot slower. So get there early, have you a good time in the morning, and try to beat the heat.
Yeah, I think the bite needs to kind of be, I mean, what you're doing out there, it's got to be about 10 o'clock. You got to be about done, right? And then maybe a night fishing deal?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't do things in the dark outside of my house. So I'll leave that to better men than me.
Gotcha. But it is definitely an option, folks. Just be careful out there, especially at Lay. There's an awful lot of standing timber out there. You want to watch out for that kind of stuff. Josh, brother, we appreciate everything that you do. Thanks for the time, and we will talk to you again next week, my friend. Well, that'll wrap up our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, July the 20th. Thanks to the guys for everything that they do to help us put a few fish in the boat. We certainly hope it helps you. Thanks to all of you for the comments and for tuning in. It's something we really appreciate hearing from, and we hope it helps you. Don't forget, we're on our off-season hours. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays till noon. And then we're closed on Mondays. But come on by and see us. We got the boat you're looking for. We got the parts you need, the service that can help. And if you're looking for that special tackle item, we got it in the loft. Thank you, and we'll talk to you again next week.